15th edition of the Africa Eco Race has drawn to a close. The riders and drivers who made it this far have achieved their dream of crossing the line on the shores of the legendary Lac Rose. Today then, the final 22 kilometres of special stage from Nyokob to Lac Rose, a last one just for fun. For 2 weeks across a variety of terrain, the competitors have experienced the magical and the magnificent, the pain and the pleasure that only a great African rally can provide. Here are some of the best images of their adventure. A fantastic and fitting finish as all the bikers arrived united as one behind Nicolo Duto, the Italian paraplegic rider finishing his second Africa Eco Race. Biker solidarity at its finest. Hats off to Patrice Carillon, also finishing his second Africa Eco Race after 14 Dakars. He wins the Motul Extreme Rider category, having raced for 2 weeks without assistance and only 2 small trunks full of kit. In his first big rally raid over 8 days long, Alexandre Vaudin wins the rookie rider by a Turbis. The Swiss rider was emotional at the finish line in Dakar. I had tears in my eyes. I had to have a minute to myself to understand what I've done. It's true that we're always in a group. You don't have much time to sit back and really realize what you've done, so it was good to be on my own too. The overall winner of the race is Jacopo Cerruti. The Italian takes the title from Stefan Svitko. On board his Aprilia, he finished in the top 3 every day and won 4 stages. Relief for Jacopo at Lac Rose. I've waited for this moment for a long time. 2 weeks with highs and lows, difficult and stressful. To be here at Lac Rose as the winner is overwhelming. The final GC, Jacopo Cerruti wins the 15th edition of the Africa Eco Race with 6 minutes and 38 seconds over Boturi. Patrice Carillon, the first Motul Extreme rider, is 13th. This year has seen the first edition of the Africa Eco Race Classic. To lead this event within an event for the famous rally raid vehicles of old, Jean-Louis Schlesser and his son Anthony handed the reins to Yves Loubet. Let's hear his thoughts on its first outing. The first thing is that we made it. That's great. And above all, we really managed to create a friends first atmosphere, and that's what I love the most. They had so much fun. There's something for everyone. There were some incredible battles in the regularities. Honestly, overall, it's brilliant. They really impressed me because it's about the calculations. The winners have a small Toyota Land Cruiser from the 80s. It's all-wheel drive, but it's not quite the racing car.
Toyota Land Cruiser des années 80. C'est une voiture tout-terrain, on va dire. Mais c'est pas encore la voiture de course. Alors là, c'est vraiment.
It's a car from the very first Dakars, the very, very first ones. René de Klerk's car too. A little Volkswagen Iltis, gorgeous, super efficient and driven superbly by John de Meester.
De main de maître par John de Meester. Et il y a aussi
also the two Mitsubishis, which are easy to spot. They've all won the Dakar, they're all here. The little Volvo, that's one of the first Dakar vehicles. It's a great start. We started planning really late, I think, and I know because we got a lot of phone calls, but too late. However, we have lots and lots of interest now. On the track, after 2 weeks of competition and 27 ZRs contested, Peter Brabek's Pajero 283 took third place. The Austrian finished with a score of 1,515 points. In second place was René de Klerk, the Belgian, winner of 4 stages. He ended the rally with 1,184 points. But the most consistent of them all was Eric Claes. The Belgian won by a wide margin with 637 points, adding his name to the list of winners in this new event, which is set to grow and grow. Victory for Eric Claes ahead of René de Klerk and Peter Brabek. Andres Brabek is fourth, Ewald Holler and Jean-Michel Boyer follow. All the vehicles are Dakar legends, and now they have made history in the Africa Eco Race, and Yves Loubet promises that there will be a second edition in 2025 with even more cars and even more of a show. We'll start planning as soon as we get back. First, a debrief for our first Africa race.
Débriefer notre premier Africa race.
I also said to Jean-Louis and Anthony to give me 3 years, and in 3 years I'll bring 60 cars. But I think we could have that next year.
On va forcer, on dit 60.
For the second year running, Tomasz Tomaszek takes the win in the truck category. On his own in the impressive Tatra, the Czech continues to impress. He is the only truck driver in the history of Rally Raid to win as a solo driver, and now he's done it twice. Also incredible is Gauthier Paulin's performance. In his first Rally Raid, he wins the car SSV truck category. The former Enduro World Vice Champion was consistent throughout, winning 2 stages and taking 4 other podium places. It hasn't sunk in yet. First rally, first win. I have such incredible memories and I've had so much fun. Fantastic.
Top.
In the final GC, victory for Gauthier Paulin ahead of Pascal Ferrain with a whopping 3 hours and 45 minutes. Carlos Vento takes third, and the 2 trucks of Tomaszek and Van Velsen make up the top 5. An intense fortnight on the race this year, long and busy days without a moment's boredom as the competitors race through glorious, spectacular scenery, and as always with the spirit of Thierry Sabine at their heels. Before leaving this 15th edition, time to catch up with Anthony Schlesser, who has led the rally this year alongside Manfred Kreuss in the absence of his father Jean-Louis Schlesser.
Yes,
I'm tired, but I think we all are. We're here in a fantastic bivouac alongside the river in Senegal. It's truly Africa, you can really feel it. Nearly everyone is back in bivouac. It's going to be a fun night for the competitors. Some of them have been joined by family. They'll be able to tell them all their stories from the last 2 weeks. And tomorrow we have the prize-giving ceremony at Lac Rose, which will be amazing. I think the review is positive and our sights are firmly set on 2025. In the bikes, congratulations to Aprilia and their rider Jacopo Cerruti for the win, especially as it's their first rally over 8 days long. Well done to them for their consistency. They had to cope with huge pressure because of the two Yamahas right behind them, with the hugely experienced Jos Alessandro Botturi, who knows the Africa Eco Race so well and has won twice. And after him was Paul Tarez. Such a shame for Alessandro, because he could have won if not for the penalty picked up the other day. The bikes were fantastic.
C'était très très beau en moto.
A huge congratulations to the Motul Extreme Riders. I admire these men and women so much because they are so tough. They managed to rack up the kilometers and never give up. As for Patrice Carillon in his second participation in the Africa race, and to have this victory in the category, I saw him on the way back to bivouac. He was all smiles. In the classic category, which is a new regularity category on the Africa Eco Race, Eric Claes and his son Tom won the category in their magnificent Toyota, which is 100% original and sublime. And I find that super interesting because it's another performance. It's clearly the man who makes the difference, not the machine. On the truck side, Thomas Tomacek is amazing. He has already won on his own in the past. We thought it would be an impossible feat. Now he's doing it again on a course that was very, very tough. He's in complete control. His truck is an extension of his body. Behind there's Ad van Velsen and the Scania, which is very powerful. He managed to master it, and bravo to him. Really bravo. And on the car SSV side, victory went to the Apache. It's incredible because when they entered, I thought to myself, this is a vehicle that has never done an off-road race, never done a rally, etc. And there was Pierre-Louis Loubet in his first rally raid. He had a few minor problems, but Gauthier Paulin is a biker, and you can see that when the bikers change disciplines and switch to four wheels, they really get it. He won the race, so it's extraordinary. Congratulations to them. And so that's it. The 15th edition of the Africa Eco Race has come to a close. Rendezvous next year for number 16 in January 2025. Until then, take care and bye-bye.